Have you ever heard that a shark has to keep swimming, or it will die? It's one of the most famous ideas about these incredible ocean predators. We often imagine them as tireless machines, constantly gliding through the water day and night, never taking a single moment to rest. This image of a perpetually moving hunter is a powerful one, and it has fueled countless stories and documentaries. It makes sharks seem even more mysterious and formidable, as if they are bound by an unbreakable rule of nature that forces them into a life of constant motion. This popular belief is so widespread that many people accept it as an absolute fact for every single shark in the sea. The truth, however, is a lot more interesting and complex than that simple statement. While the idea holds true for some of the most famous sharks we know, it's not a universal rule for all of them. The world of sharks is incredibly diverse, with over 500 different species, each with its own unique adaptations for survival. How a shark breathes is the key to understanding whether it needs to be a perpetual swimmer. It all comes down to the mechanics of getting oxygen-rich water to flow over their gills. This process is not the same for every species, and that difference is what separates the restless wanderers from the sharks that can take a well-deserved break on the ocean floor. So, where did this big idea come from? It likely started because the sharks we see most often in popular culture, like the magnificent great white, are indeed the ones that must keep swimming. These are the obligate ram ventilators, a fancy term that we'll explore a little later. When people observed these specific sharks, they naturally assumed that all other sharks operated in the same way. It's an easy mistake to make, especially when you think about how fish breathe. Many bony fish also swim constantly to push water over their gills, so it seemed logical to apply the same rule to their cartilaginous cousins, the sharks. But as we'll see, the shark family is full of amazing exceptions. This misconception paints a picture of sharks as being in a constant state of emergency, always just a few moments away from suffocation if they dare to stop. It adds to their reputation as intense, high-energy animals. But thinking all sharks live this way is like saying all birds must constantly flap their wings to stay alive, forgetting about the ones that can perch on a branch or soar on air currents. The reality of shark respiration is a fascinating story of evolutionary solutions. Some sharks developed a powerful, built-in water pump, while others perfected the art of using their own forward motion to breathe. Understanding these different strategies is the first step to truly appreciating their incredible diversity. Now let's talk about the sharks that break the myth, the ones that can totally chill out on the seabed. These species have a special trick up their sleeve, or rather, in their cheeks. They use a method called buccal pumping. This sounds complicated, but it's actually a pretty simple and clever system. These sharks have strong cheek muscles that they can use to actively pull water into their mouths. Once the water is in, they close their mouths and squeeze those muscles, forcing the water back over their gills to extract oxygen. This process is like a built-in pump, allowing them to breathe without needing to be in motion. It gives them the amazing freedom to stop and rest whenever they want. One of the best examples of a buccal pumper is the nurse shark. If you've ever been snorkeling or diving in warm tropical waters, you might have seen one of these docile sharks resting motionless on the sandy bottom, sometimes even piled on top of each other. They can stay still for hours, breathing comfortably using their cheek muscles. The tiger shark, a much larger and more formidable predator, is another species that can use buccal pumping. While they are powerful swimmers, they also have the ability to lie still on the ocean floor when they choose to, conserving energy between hunts. This ability is a huge advantage, allowing them to wait patiently for prey, or simply rest. These sharks have another cool adaptation to help them breathe while resting, especially if their mouths are buried in the sand. They have small respiratory openings located just behind their eyes called spiracles. Think of them as a pair of snorkels. When a nurse shark is lying on the bottom, it can use these spiracles to draw in clean, oxygenated water from above its head. This water then flows directly to the gills, bypassing the mouth entirely. It's an ingenious backup system that ensures they can keep breathing even when they're partially covered. This feature is particularly prominent in bottom-dwelling sharks, showing how perfectly they are designed for their lifestyle. So the next time you see a shark lying still on the ocean floor in a documentary, or at an aquarium, you'll know exactly what's going on. It's not in trouble and it's not dying, it's just taking a break. These sharks, like the nurse, tiger, and even the angel shark, have mastered the art of stationary breathing. Buccal pumping, combined with the use of spiracles, allows them to lead a much more relaxed existence compared to their constantly swimming relatives. This ability to rest conserves precious energy, which can be used for hunting, growing, and reproducing, proving that sometimes taking it easy is the smartest way to survive in the wild ocean. On the other side of the spectrum, we have the sharks that live up to the myth. These are the true perpetual swimmers of the ocean, the ones that really will die if they stop moving. These species, which include some of the most famous and powerful sharks, use a breathing method called obligate ram ventilation. The name says it all. They are obligated or forced to use ram ventilation, which means they must ram water into their mouths by swimming forward. They don't have the strong cheek muscles needed for buccal pumping, so their only way to get oxygen is to constantly keep water flowing over their gills through their own forward momentum. The most iconic example of an obligate ram ventilator is the great white shark. This incredible apex predator must swim continuously from the moment it is born until the end of its life. By keeping its mouth slightly open as it glides through the water, it forces a steady stream of oxygen-rich water over its gills. If a great white were to stop swimming, it would be unable to breathe and would suffocate. This is why you will never see a healthy great white shark resting on the ocean floor. The same rule applies to other high-speed, open ocean hunters like the swift mako shark and the gigantic whale shark, the largest fish in the sea. For these sharks, swimming is life. Their bodies are built for constant, efficient motion. Their streamlined, torpedo-like shape allows them to cut through the water with minimal effort, conserving energy as they travel vast distances across the world's oceans. The whale shark, for instance, swims with its enormous mouth open not only to breathe but also to filter plankton and small fish from the water. Its breathing and feeding are combined into one continuous action. This lifestyle requires incredible endurance, and these sharks are perfectly adapted for it, having evolved to be the ultimate marathon swimmers of the marine world. This constant need for motion is why some of these sharks can run into trouble if they get accidentally entangled in nets or trapped in a small enclosed area. Any situation that prevents them from swimming forward can quickly become a life-threatening emergency. It's a demanding way to live, but it's a strategy that has allowed these magnificent creatures to thrive as top predators in the open ocean. Their entire biology, from their powerful tails to their respiratory system, is finely tuned for a life of perpetual movement. They are a testament to the incredible pressures of evolution and the amazing solutions it can produce. These are the sharks that truly never sleep. So, as we've seen, the world of sharks isn't black and white. When it comes to breathing, there's a fascinating gray area. A large number of shark species, perhaps even the majority, are not strictly one type of breather or the other. Instead, they use a combination of both methods to get their oxygen. Species like the reef shark are a perfect example of this flexibility. They can use ram ventilation to breathe efficiently while they are cruising around the reef, just like a great white. This allows them to move through the water with their mouths slightly open, effortlessly pushing water over their gills without expending extra energy on pumping. However, unlike the obligate ram ventilators, these sharks haven't completely lost the ability to perform buccal pumping. Their cheek muscles may not be as powerful as those of a nurse shark, but they are still functional. This means that when a reef shark is swimming very slowly, or if it needs to stop for a short period, it can supplement its oxygen intake by actively pulling water into its mouth. This dual capability gives them the best of both worlds. It provides them with an efficient way to breathe while on the move, and a backup system that allows them to be stationary without immediate danger of suffocation. This combination of breathing techniques highlights just how adaptable sharks are. It allows them to thrive in a wide variety of habitats and situations. A shark that can switch between ram ventilation and buccal pumping has greater flexibility in how it hunts, rests, and conserves energy. It's not locked into a single rigid lifestyle. This adaptability is a key reason why sharks have been so successful for hundreds of millions of years, surviving multiple mass extinction events that wiped out many other forms of life. They are not simple, unchanging creatures. They are complex and varied survivors. In the end, the simple question, do sharks die if they stop swimming, doesn't have a simple yes or no answer. The correct answer is, it depends on the shark. From the nurse shark resting on the seafloor to the great white forever roaming the open ocean, each species has its own unique way of life, tailored by evolution. The myth that all sharks must constantly swim comes from focusing on just one part of a very large and diverse family. By looking closer, we see a world of incredible variety in how they breathe, hunt, and survive. And that, to me, is what makes the world of sharks so endlessly fascinating.